So you're wondering how that you are supposed to get a hold of this SBA loan to help float your employment, help float your employees, to help float your business. I will tell you exactly how you do this through the SBA. You are not going to like what you're going to hear right now. So to be able to get these loans, you must be under 500 employees, which is 500 employees is not a small business, but the SBA considers anything under 500 employees a small business. So you must be under 500 employees, and you can be in the mining industry, the ranching industry, the land industry, the real estate industry, any industry that you want. Yes, the mining industry. You can be mining for gems, for gold, for coal, for this, for that, but as long as you're under 500 employees, the SBA considers you a small business. Doesn't matter what you make. You can make in excess of $15 to $25 million a year, but as long as you stay under that 500 employee mark, you are still considered a small business. So what's been going on today, this morning, that these loans were supposed to kick off through the SBA, backed by the FDIC and the Treasury Department, is that businesses, small businesses under the 500 that have pre-existing loans, that already have an SBA loan out, are the ones that are first in line. So those businesses, such as myself and others that have been in business 12 years, never taken a business loan, we're back of the line. So we have done well enough in business up until this point, when this scourge has hit our nation, that we have not had to take a business loan or get business credit or business credit cards. We've done so well up until this point that we're back of the line. That these humongous small businesses who have existing business loans to float themselves from day to day, that can't pay their bills, that don't operate a proper business, that aren't like the rest of us, those guys and gals, they're in the front of the line. They're the ones that have gotten the almost 2,000 loans for $500 million, I think it is what the SBA actually put on their website. What I want everyone to do is I want everyone to go to the SBA.gov, and I want you to go up into the search area, and I want you to search for requirements. I believe you should be able to find it just with the word requirements, or requirements for small business. And I want you to scroll through, and I won't tell you exactly where it's at or share the link with you, because I want you to go through all those pages and read until you find it, because I want you to read that information. I want you to find it for yourself so that you can find other things along with it to show you how insane that some of these rulings are. Go through the requirements, go through the business areas, the mining areas, this area, that area, and look at the amount of money that you're allowed to make in those areas to still be considered a small business. When the rest of us small businesses are suffering after us doing so well that you don't have to take a loan, how we are suffering because of them. Mr. President, Mr. Mnuchin, Miss SBA head, and I'm sorry, ma'am, I've said it before, I don't remember your name, you have not been in there long enough. This needs to be fixed. What is this nation going to go through when 60% of every person that's employed in the United States is employed through a small business? When out of that 60%, I'm expecting 2/3 or more of those businesses, which are the actual small business, the rest of them are those huge small businesses. I'm expecting that 2/3 of all small businesses will fail and go defunct because the ineptness, I don't even know if it's a good word, but ineptness sounds close, of the administration on this. You guys were shotgunning it. You guys were spitballing it. There was a group of people with straws and paper, and y'all chewed them up in your mouth, and y'all spitballing and see what sticks on the wall. And I know it's not a situation that we have seen. Oh yes, we have, when the banks bailed out. Oh, there's another point. The bank bailouts. The banks, like my own, have said that, well, the government hasn't given us enough information on how we're going to get paid to give out all these loans. Wait, you're FDIC insured. The SBA, Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, and the President said that the FDIC was backing any and all loans that you give out for this. The people that have already filled out that paperwork should be able to use that for your bank loan, and the FDIC is covering it. So you are FDIC insured. You got that huge bailout for the bank bailout when y'all were too big to fail, but you guys were failing, so the government bailed you guys out. So all that money from the big bank bailouts has been sitting there, and I guarantee you it's been sitting there because I know a lot of people that tried for business bank loans that had fair and good credit, even excellent credit, that were refused a business bank loan over the last few years, the last 8 years. So you guys have not been putting out that money that you received in the bank bailout, and you guys are refusing to. I went to my own bank and I was refused to even be able to fill out an application for a business loan not having to do with the SBA loan or grant, whatever you want to call it. I was refused to fill out the information for a line of credit. I was refused the ability to fill out for a business bank card by my bank. Refused to. Told it wasn't happening. Everything pointed towards, we're waiting for the government to fill our coffers once again before we start handing out this money. And that's exactly what we are seeing from all the complaints online. 1 or 2 or 10 complaints is one thing, but when there's 30 and 40 and 50 and they're saying the same thing but different things, so you can tell that they are exactly right. When you look online at these big banks, the BOAs, the Chase, all the huge banks that we have here in the country, and their websites say this, that don't come to us, don't call us, we are not, the government hasn't given us the information, that we don't have this and we don't have that. Yes, you do. You have the information, you have the money, you are refusing to hand out that money. You are hoarding it like you did the last time. This needs to change. So, how do you get an SBA loan? You grow big enough right now that you have a ton of money, and you get in a time machine and you go back to February 1st of this year and you ask for a bank loan, a business bank loan, a business line of credit, or a business credit card, because the rest of us have to wait and wait and wait. And what was told yesterday during the Treasury Secretary, S.B.A., and the President's TV little show, and I call it a show because it was just a show, smoke and mirrors, was that it's a first come, first serve. So those huge small businesses are the ones that have gotten that $500 million or more by now, and the rest of us get to sit and wait. What's going to happen in this country when all those businesses fail? 2/3 of the businesses, and again 60% of this country is employed by those small businesses. What's going to happen when all those people are unemployed? What's going to happen when those people can't feed their children? You know, screw the I can't pay my car payment, I can't pay this, and I can't pay that payment, my phone, this and that. But when people can't feed their kids, because all this smoke and mirrors that we were told and showed was a lie. I'm blaming both sides. Both sides. Blue and red. Democrat and Republican. I'm blaming both sides. What is going to happen to this country when the average Joe Schmo and Jane Schmo can't feed their children? It's not going to be a pretty sight. So, that's what I've got. What do you think? Leave a comment. Please share.